Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 8th episode already of our podcast with me and Barney.
Hey guys.
Today, we're gonna jump down the rabbit hole. We're gonna go into a serious topic. So put on your serious face, Barney, because we are talking about social media. And that is because we both happen to have seen the documentary, The Social Dilemma on Netflix, right?
Yeah, exactly,
First
exactly.
impressions. What do you what do you think of the documentary, and what did it make you think or feel?
Okay. Basically, I think it's a really great documentary, but my first thoughts were, this is terrifying. I mean, of course, I knew that this is going on, but actually seeing this and hearing it from actually experts and people who made it, it
Hmm.
just sounds more real and makes you realize that
Yeah.
when you don't pay for a product, you are the product.
Yeah, that's exactly the most important thing that they've said. And
Yeah.
can you, in like a nutshell, explain what the documentary was about, like? Because it's called The
Yeah.
Social Dilemma.
Yeah. So basically, Netflix made an original series of theirs. They asked people who actually worked at real big companies, for example, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All people who actually created the whole, I mean, the basics of social media, and all of them did quit. But still, they realized that how dangerous what they have created.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
basically that's what they talk about, like how dangerous what they did, and what is the, yeah, like how, so basically they are influencing us and our everyday life. um yeah, so basically just a terrifying thing to think about. Yeah, basically like social media just taking over
Yeah,
everybody's life.
yeah.
We just living our lives online. um yeah, which is
Pretty
which can
crazy.
be dangerous, yeah.
All right,
But I have to give one more thought, that everything has two sides, and we're gonna see what we are looking for. So perspective is everything. There is this negative side of social media, but there are many things
it's
that
it's an extremely
yeah,
complex problem. But let
yeah.
me quickly cut here for 1 second because I had some mic issues in Teams, right? So I'm just gonna quit recording now and check the file if it's recording my mic as well on the file. And
No,
after that we can just continue and I'll cut this out. Let's see.
but
Start.
I'm glad at least you did this at the beginning.
Yeah, I figured it out now.
I'm just talking to myself like, yeah, great.
Great,
What a
great
great
podcast.
point, Milan.
Schizophrenic. All right, let me start again. You just explained about the documentary, blah blah. Okay.
Yeah, so just jump on. What
Yeah,
is your
any man.
opinion? Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very complex and interesting thing to just talk and think about because I saw it as well. I think it was just so happened like the first day it came to Netflix, I saw it. I don't know if this says more about Netflix or that I'm on Netflix every day. So when it releases, this is the first thing I see. But I usually am quite impressed by most of Netflix's documentaries. They have a lot of these very in-depth, open documentaries. But this one, because it's so recent, most documentaries about previous things that happened or things that could happen. But this documentary is really about today and now and very relevant. And it was interesting because we spoke before about this a little bit, and I told you that there wasn't necessarily a lot of things I heard that I didn't know yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm also interested in this outside of documentary, of course, in social media and all that stuff and influencing. But because it was said and repeated by experts and ex-engineers from companies and like ex-CEOs of growth in the company and all that, it just emphasizes how important and how big of a deal it kind of is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
I have a question for you right now, right? Is your phone in your arm reach length, right, with you?
Yeah, it is.
Can you go to settings? I'll do the same and go and find if you can find like screen time. How much screen time you spend on your phone?
Okay, I see you. I see you. Yeah, I found it.
Okay, you first.
Yeah. You mean a daily average?
Let's see.
Because I have
Today and last
apps,
7 days.
like breaking down into, like apps. I can
Yeah.
even
Okay.
tell you
True.
how much I spent on Instagram.
Do you have the last like an average of last 7 days?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That
It's 4 hours 21 minutes.
in the last 7 days.
The average. Sorry,
Like.
I meant
Okay.
average.
Oh, average. Okay. Okay. Let me just
So,
quickly check my average then, because it
for
doesn't.
example, once it was like 6 hours, then four, three
No,
and a
but
half.
okay. Okay. Average. I'll do the same for mine. 0.5 divided by 7. Oh wait. 23 hours. 0.5 divided by 7. That's an average of 3.3. So that's lower. I thought it was higher.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like, okay, for example, I can also check how many times I unlock my phone, right?
Yeah,
And my frequency is once every 13 minutes.
yeah. That's I think the biggest issue.
That's insane,
Because
right?
because like you don't even think about it, just unconsciously you just open it, scroll 2 times,
Exactly,
and then
and
you close it.
exactly, and that's also what the guy said in the documentary. This is one of the things that really stuck with me as well, is that it is your phone and social media is a slot machine, like a casino by design, and that really stuck with me because I was like, gee, he's so right. My phone is just on my couch next to me while I'm watching the documentary about Netflix, and every 2, 3, 4 minutes, I just grab my phone, open the screen, have a look. There's nothing there, obviously, because I'm not popular. I put my phone back down, and then I do it
Even
again in
though
2 minutes.
you did this even during the film.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's like, well, we're laughing now, but this is a serious thing that we're talking about, right? And
Oh my
if
God.
if just that slot machine feel like there could be a message, there could be
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
needing you, there could be a new meme, you could have a new like on your photo, and anything of those things. It's literally a slot machine, and you're just taking your chance every single time. You're just pulling the lever every time you unlock it, and that's
Yeah.
really stuck with me. What that guy said about that, the sort of gamble that you take all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I have to mention that some of the hours are going to work, just also center perk
True,
and
yeah.
other stuff, and also like so for 1 week, WhatsApp I used it for 4 hours.
hmm
So that's not the
I mean,
same
yeah, of course,
as using Instagram.
the,
Yeah,
the numbers
yeah,
don't say everything because, for example, I have a girlfriend which I WhatsApp with all the time, because
yeah,
she's
exactly.
somewhere else, not with me, so we text a lot. Instagram, sending memes to everyone, but other than that, yeah, I get what you're saying. There's also work and stuff, but
Yeah,
it's still crazy. The funny thing is, I even I always have my phone on quiet mode, like no
yeah,
sound, no vibrations, absolutely nothing, right? And I remember like the first intention of this was to not distract myself from the phone because it's gonna ring, it's gonna make sounds like, oh, you have a like or whatever.
yeah,
But the irony of it is
yeah.
I only check my phone more often now because I don't get the signal, so I have to check manually. It's so weird, right? It's such a mindfuck that you turn it off to not get distracted by it, but you only look at it more often because it's not letting you know. So you have to manually let yourself know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so weird what a world we live in with these devices, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Actually, my like total pickups for the week it's 980,
980 for the week. Let
and
me
the
check.
most is Wednesday 186.
Can I see that? Unlocks 705 in the last 7 days.
Oh, okay.
Today 47. But that's still insane. Like
Yeah.
that's literally a counter of how many times your brain is just triggered by, oh, hang on, let me check it. Such a manual thing. So when we go back to social media, do you still use all platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Reddit?
Mm, I try to restrict myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. In the last couple of months, I don't really use Snapchat.
Okay.
Mostly use Instagram. Really, sometimes Facebook, and yeah, and WhatsApp and Messenger. I
True.
think these are the ones, and obviously YouTube. But I would say I use YouTube for like workout stuff
Yeah. Okay.
and just listening to music. Yeah, basically.
So you're not looking up any dank memes on YouTube?
No, most of the time, because like the algorithm knows what I like,
Yeah.
it's most of it like Jordan Peterson
Yeah.
just saying some really interesting shit.
Yeah, true. I think
Yeah,
I think we
so
sort of discussed it last time that whenever you did that stuff, just like Netflix, you really do it with a purpose, not to
yeah.
linger or find something, but you're trying to find something and you're looking for it. That's mostly
Yeah.
what you told me how you use those things.
I mean, obviously, sometimes I look like not that useful videos,
Obviously, it's still the internet, so
but yeah, I think YouTube is just amazing. You can find anything, you can learn anything from it.
yeah.
It's just free course. It's
And
just,
and yeah, like you said, there's two sides of it, and let's just jump into the good side now of social media, and that is the connection of it, the openness of it, that any kid with a smartphone can be an astronaut, a physicist, and a nuclear physicist if they wanted to, because you can
at
learn
the same
anything
time.
online. At the same, if he wants to, then he can do it all at the same time. You can find everything you want on the internet. So that's a really plus side on the internet. Another one I always find as well is that people underestimate how easy it is to find your group online now. If you get bullied at school, or you're not very much accepted as who you are, you can always find a community online somewhere with people like-minded, and that support you and that know what you're going through. So that's a really big plus side of internet as well, and social media, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I can refer to Twitch. I guess yeah, lots of people go there to join the
Too,
community.
yeah, that as well. Joining communities, like you say, even just having a voice in the living room of someone else playing games and talking all the time. Just company, really.
Yeah, yeah,
Also
yeah.
really helps a lot of people, and not just people that aren't accepted, but also someone who's handicapped, who can't really go outside as easily, someone who's very sick, who has to stay at home. Even now with Corona, with quarantines and stuff, we still look for company and social contacts. And I think social media and Twitch is a very good door and option for that.
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
for example, what's it called again? Chat roulette or Omegle, right? Do you know
Yeah,
those sites?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember like when I was 16 or 17 or something, you get bored on the internet, so you're looking for things to do. Oh, what's a better place to look at strangers on webcams when you're
It's
a kid?
Stranger Things.
Lots of them as well. But I was just going through there, and there, oh no, it was even Omegle, so without webcam, so just chat only, right? And I remember
Yeah,
there was you always ask like age, sex, and where you're from. One
yeah,
Omegle. So I asked that, and she was like, I don't know, like 19, USA, girl, right? And I was like, no way, you're a dude. Just cut it out right there. There's no girls on the internet, no girls on Omegle. So we got into a conversation and everything, and she was quite nice, and we're still friends nowadays, and she
and
lives in...
it was a guy.
No, it was a girl.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It was a girl, but she lives in Argentina, and we are still in contact today through social media. It's really weird, right? But we got along really well. So I'm still in touch with this person on the other side of the world through this random, you know, chat roulette website. So I also think that lines up with the power of social media and internet, how you can learn and stay in touch with people so far away that you'll never ever meet unless something like this happened.
Yeah, and okay, this is just a friendship, but just imagine who like families like reunite
Oh yeah,
because of the internet.
exactly. They find someone they haven't seen for a long time, or I sometimes do this as well. Just go on social media and look at or add like an old classmate or a very old childhood friend I haven't spoken to in months or years, and you can
Yeah,
just have a look like how they're doing and stuff like that. But I think that's sort of where the good side of social media ends, right? The only purpose of it. Maybe only there's also talent that can be very easily found. People can become very famous on the internet for talent they have that they would normally need a manager or a talent scout for. But there, I think I draw the line on the good sides of social media. So now we're going to dive into the bad side of social media, and that is really highlighted in that documentary as well. And the first one is like you said, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. And that's just the worst side of social media right away, right?
yeah. I mean, I guess money overrides everything.
Hmm.
So
Definitely, man.
they just do everything to get as much money as possible and sell us to to companies
Yeah, it's
as a
strange.
marketing product.
And the real danger is there, the division between people, you know, how, especially you'll see it now in the United States with the left and the right,
Yeah.
very much clashing against each other, calling each other names, and no one's listening anymore. You know, everyone, because of social media and the algorithms, what you just said, you know, how you are only getting Jordan Peterson in your feed, someone else might only get a supreme right or left preacher of political
Like
parties, and
the or something that the Earth is flat. You
yeah,
know.
for example, or, you know, flat Earth or 5G or coronavirus lies, anything. And if you're susceptible to these ideas, it can become a very dangerous thing.
Yeah,
You know, we
I
have.
think yeah. Regarding to that, one of the worst is that it promotes those kind of videos and content that
Mhm.
you are looking for and what the algorithm know about you.
Exactly.
So if you are a right wing, you're gonna get right wing stuff, and you're never gonna encounter other stuff. So you will just stay at the same place.
It's a very dangerous situation because it's sort of this echo chamber of truth for yourself. So, you
I
know,
mean,
if if
you are in a bubble
yeah,
basically.
it's a bubble that only sends back what you want to hear, not what you should or can hear. It only sends what you already know. It already sends what you already want to know, and it confirms what you know. You know, it's a circle of constant information feeding, and the irony, or well, the danger there is that if there's someone out there that says, "Hold on, that's not right," they can point the finger. Well, you're exactly what all these items are talking about. I shouldn't listen to you. So, you know, anything that another person says is immediately false and a lie because the information they hear and get repeated to themselves tells them they shouldn't listen to that person. So it's this weird situation
Yeah.
where people aren't, like I said, they're not talking anymore. They're just shouting what they think is true.
Yeah. And also there was an interesting fact also. Let's say, so we like both of us friends. Let's say we have the
We're friends? Ah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
let's say we have the same community and same friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
We do the same kind of stuff, but we still gonna get a different feed.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you, and that's exactly true. I want you to go to Google and then type in
Oh,
5G is. And
what is it like filling out, right?
yeah,
What
what
is
is it gonna finish? So I wonder, because you probably have a Hungarian Google and settings and shit,
um
or English.
yeah, but yeah,
Because
I'm not sure. Maybe it's getting the location, you know?
yeah, exactly. Okay. So when I type is 5G, it's gonna be all Dutch, but it says the first one is 5G is dangerous. The third one is 5G is not okay. The fourth one is 5G is harmful. The fifth one is 5G is bad. Then it
Wait,
is
say it in Dutch because I also have it in Dutch.
is gevaarlijk.
Yeah.
The second
Have
one
you?
is Israel. The
Yeah.
third one is not okay, niet okay.
Niet okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Each and
so
like.
yeah, exactly. So we're getting the same results, but
Yeah.
that also tells us that in the Netherlands you can see what people are thinking and are googling. It's insane that there's mostly about danger and panic and be aware instead of 5G is good for society or 5G is amazing technology. Nothing about that. It's all negative and trying to polarize.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
algorithm.
But yeah, so I think it's getting the location
Yeah,
because
probably from
I
IP
put in that
address.
5G is. I mean, is not a Dutch word, right?
It
Okay,
is,
so
but
yeah.
it can be anything.
So if I put it 5G is, it's saying slow, a weapon,
Slow.
and then the third one is 5G is how many teaspoons?
How many teaspoons? Yeah, 5 grams, of course. Oh
Also
wow.
have available in
Okay,
India,
so
and available in which
Google doesn't
countries.
always get
So
it right, I guess.
yeah, interesting.
But yeah, it's a weird time we're living in because there's just so many lies, and like they say in the documentary as well, all our forms of communications are now based and grounded entirely in deceit and lies. How
Hmm.
everything that's online, well, obviously not everything, but most of it that sells and that the general public gets to see is a lie because it sells. So it's so hard nowadays to find fake news or to differentiate from fake news. I caught myself a couple of times where I was reading an article and I didn't believe it, and I just called it fake news. You know, I don't believe this. Just the website is kind of sketchy, you know, and the way it's written is kind of weird. But it was actually a confirmed news source on multiple sites as well.
Okay.
So even the truth, I already started doubting because I'm so I sort of try to train myself to look at sources and to really doubt and check sources, you know. But I already found myself that it's true, but I still call it fake because there's just so much fake news, and I have to be so critical, you know. And
Yeah.
that's just a weird step, a weird border to cross.
Yeah, and with the development of deepfakes, it's
Oh
even
yeah,
gets worse.
that's like a whole nother level. That's like deeper down the rabbit hole we're already.
That's gonna be some really serious business because
Yep.
then you don't just write a fake news, but you actually create one and you give words to into people's mouth, you know,
It's
into people's mouth.
insane. You
So
couldn't, you, like, if you have the algorithm that's going to decide what you like, right? It shows you what you agree with, it shows you what you're more susceptible to. So, for example, let's say news items about X subject really interest you. So you're going to watch mostly subjects about that. So the algorithm's going to recommend you more subjects about what you want to see. But you know, as soon as we get to deepfakes, you could have YouTube channels entirely made out of deepfake, non-existent people, but there's still these people that you can relate to because the algorithm sees what kind of people you want to look at, so they make this persona with deepfake that's telling you what you want to hear. So you can even take it a step further, you know, not
yeah,
just.
but this, like, I mean, anybody can do this, but the worst is that they can put words to famous people's mouth. That's the worst because then you even know the person.
Yeah.
And then it's more, you're just gonna believe it more easily because you think that it's is the real guy.
Yeah, you trust that person, you know. There's speeches of Obama online with deepfakes and saying all this shit, you know, like he would never say that. But still, those videos are weapons and ammunition, for example, for Republicans to say, look what Obama said. And there's people that are going to believe that. And the more it's going to be shared, the more people are going to believe that, the more believable it becomes because so many people believe it. And it's going to be, again, filtered in this circle of what you want to hear. It's such a weird thing, man. And even the worst part about it is with deepfakes, anyone can do it. If your hardware in your computer is strong enough, you can do it. And my computer is actually powerful enough to make deepfake videos. I can run processes through my computer, learn it a face, and deepfake anything I want to. It's a process, but online I can learn how to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could, you know, take deepfakes of take photos of you and make a deepfake with your face on President Trump's face, you know, President Barney.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So how would you think when you have the good and the bad? How would you think that we as humanity would stop such a thing or improve on such a thing? What can we do? What do you think?
Phew, such a heavy question.
Solve it, Barney.
I don't know. It's difficult.
You know, if you could do anything, any law, any choice, yeah, what could stop this or make it better? Or
I would say I would put happiness into the place of money. Yeah.
Okay, so
now success looks like based on money, and everybody goes for the money, but happiness is actually much more important.
Happiness and well-being is very important because if everyone's doing well and is happy, everyone will do even better and make more money in a way.
Yeah. So basically, there's a guy called Gary Vee. Like I really like him. He's a great businessman, and he's always saying this that, for example, even like let's say you are a CEO, you are earning $1,000 or I mean $100,000, you know, a year, but you are miserable. Let's say it's just much better to go back, earn 60,000, 40,000, but be happy. It's just a much better life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a state of mind, and I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a good example, but I think if I would be that CEO, it's gonna be really hard for me to make a decision to, in this example, drop 40,000 a year in trade for potential happiness. You know what I mean? It's a lot
Yeah,
of money.
but that's because your level of life
Hmm.
just have risen to that high that you are
Yeah,
not humble enough.
exactly. You can't
No.
go back really.
Yeah.
It
So you just have to be humble enough, and
it's
okay, you wouldn't do that because I mean not maybe you, but other people because they care about others' opinion, right?
true that as
So
well.
maybe you wouldn't do that because then you would have to sell your Porsche or anything, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's you have to maybe move to a smaller house, but nobody wants to give up that life what they already
True.
earned.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Um, I think it sort of goes both ways because I personally would then I know what you mean for example with influencers, right? You know they need the what do you call it, the approval of their followers, so they need the big house and the big car to emphasize that they know what they're saying. See this car, I'm rich, so you should listen to me. I might be right.
Yeah.
But me personally, if I would then with $40,000 or euros, you can do a lot of good as well. Charity or give to people and take care of friends and family around you.
Yeah.
So that could also happen. It's actually a movement. What you're calling it, work less. Even though you can work more for more money, but work less so you can spend more time on yourself and your family and such. And that's actually a movement sort of being more popular in the Netherlands now as well. So instead of working 40 hours a week, you work like 30 hours a week. So you earn less, you're going to earn less, but you're going to have more time for yourself and for your family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they literally put happiness in front of money. So yeah, it's sort of a
Good
thing
one.
that could
Good
happen,
one.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't really see it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see it's happening, but that would be a good step, I
Yeah,
think,
and
for a better future.
it's definitely possible because I mean, if they have all these dials back on the algorithm, they could just adjust it, like you say, instead of putting it on the money setting, put it on the happiness setting. So, for example, they put it on the
Just showing cats to
Yeah,
everybody.
I was about to say they flip it on the happiness setting, and all the advertisements are only puppy and cat videos. Just instantly, no more selling any products, everything. Uh, and I guess it's possible, but then no one's gonna make any money, so they're never gonna do that. I think in order to combat a problem like this, you need to do something very drastical, right?
And in
Um,
the roots, I think it I don't think that individuals can change it,
no,
but it's gonna start. Maybe it's gonna start from individuals, the movement,
slowly, yeah, I think
but
so.
I believe that just going down the route of the big companies,
Hmm.
that should be the way.
That's true. But you also got to take into account that these companies exist, right? But if you would do something against these companies or say, well, no more social media allowed, there's going to be another country that is going to do it and they're going to excel at it. For example, China versus America. If the United States didn't have all these social media platforms, China does, it will have a huge advantage over the United States, So you have to keep on innovating on
Yeah.
these things, I
No,
guess.
but we are not saying that they shouldn't have it, but they should have it in a different
Improve it.
state.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's such a difficult thing, man. Like, because what they say in the documentary as well, it's like we're all under some sort of spell. Like it's magic. Our phone is just this magical device that just has a spell on us. And it's what he says as well. When you're bored, so for example, when you're in your room, you don't have your phone, you're bored, or you're lonely, or you're sad, or you're excited, or anything, any emotion you feel, there's a little square block in your pocket that pacifies this feeling. So you're sad, grab your phone. Not anymore. You're excited, grab your phone, share it with everyone. You're happy, get your phone again, make a selfie, share it with your friends, and for everything there's a response that your phone can do.
Yeah,
And it's this spell that we're all under.
yeah. I mean, just imagine from like 100 years back in time. Just imagine like who would have thought that now everybody will have something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there will be something that everybody has in their pocket, like 24/7.
Yep. Yeah, it's insane, man. It's such a rapid change in society. It's so funny. There's actually a video on from the Netherlands, and it's from 1998, and it's a guy who goes to the Netherlands and he interviews people and he asks them, "Would you ever have a mobile phone on you?" Right? And this was back in the time where you still had lots of mail. You had landlines, you know, which was like you just call the house, not the person, call the house. And if
Yeah.
he's not at home, then tough luck.
Yeah.
So he asked all these people, and every single one of them tells him, "Why? You know, it's such a nuisance. Why would I ever have that? Just call me at home, and if I'm not home, then I'll call you back, or write me a letter or whatever." No, who would want to carry such a thing in their pocket all the time, right? And
Yeah.
there's all these people, moms, dads, youth, older people. That he asked all of them, and they all give the exact same answer: "I would never have a mobile phone. What's the point?" And look at us now. We're carrying 1,000 euros in mobile phones, everyone on us, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, also the verge is going so much, like at such a pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy. It's just
It's
crazy.
absolutely insane.
It's
And then
changed every minute.
it's, yeah, there's no point in us for having these smartphones, you know, well, I mean, there's a point that great things, but I mean, newer smartphones. Because what do you honestly do with your smartphone? Okay, social media, photos, maybe a game now and then, email, schoolwork, internet. I can do that on my phone, but I can also do that on the very first smartphone I've ever bought. You know, I can do the exact same thing. So why would I? It's so weird. I guess that's just consumerism, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a little bit crazy and really extreme. To go back to that first phone, but also the other side of the extremism is to buy a new phone every year when it comes out. Like for
Yeah.
Apple users,
Yeah.
that's also
Those damn Apple users, sheep, I tell you.
so actually that is like the other side.
True. Yeah, very much.
They don't really need it.
But I guess that's more, you know, the consumerism topic.
Yeah.
But, you know, when we get back on social media, we're going to end it soon. I'm just going to end with this footnote about youth and social media, right? Because when social media really became big, I bet you're still from the MySpace time, maybe?
Yeah, I had on MySpace, yeah.
Yeah, so I never had MySpace because in the Netherlands we sort of had our own social platform, which was Hives.
I mean,
which
we also had one in Hungary.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It all started small, and then Hives got really big, and I think I was about 12, 13, 14. But dude, can you go to your MySpace? I'm not asking you to do it now, but can you go back to your old MySpace profile and read what you posted like 10 years ago?
I'm not sure.
But if you were able to, it's gonna be so cringe. Like
Yeah, obviously.
it's the stuff that you post as a 14-year-old, and that's, you know, it's way back on these websites, so no one's ever actually really gonna see it. And
Yeah.
people our age didn't really see as much as well because social media wasn't all that popular. But now you got kids that are like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old on TikTok, for example. They post a video and it gets 1 million views, right? And it's insane. And I'm like, if I was that age, I would never be able to
reach that amount of people.
well, not necessarily reach the amount of people, but handle that amount of sort of fame and attention.
Okay.
It must do something to your brain, right? If you're so young and there's so many comments, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess even now as a grown man, you know, I'm 25 years old. If I post a picture and I get 100 people telling me, you know, you're ugly, it's pretty shitty. And I'm gonna think about it at night, but it's not gonna really bother me, you know, I'll just delete the comments, whatever. But if I was 13 or 14, you know, and I post a picture and 100 random strangers and 1 million views tell me I'm ugly and hideous, that shit's gonna stick with you forever, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, they have the position of being your parents or something. Not in that way, but still they are telling you stuff that you might believe. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And just you have like two parents who say the other thing, maybe you're not gonna believe it because 100 other people gonna say different one.
And you know, you can also connect that to the fake news and everything. If you're 13 years old and all your comments are just telling you to go check out this guy, and you go check out this guy, and he's telling you, you know, some political view when you're like 13 or 14, so you don't understand what he's saying, but he looks kind of cool, and people agree with him, and you know, he's giving you attention. So it all connects. But I guess that's also the core of social media, right? It's all connecting.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess I think we can talk about this for hours, but it's not our place because we're not experts on this. But it was an interesting conversation, I guess, and there's a lot of other topics that we can jump into some other time, like these deep rabbit hole things. Because, you know, 5G is gonna kill you, man. I just Googled it.
It's true. It's in Google. It's true.
5G, is it good?
Nicht gut.
Nicht gut. That's what Google says, so, you know, we gotta agree on that.
5G is schnell.
Schnell. It's very schnell. Well, I think it was, like I said, it was a good conversation. I hope we haven't spread any fake news ourselves. Because you never know what we've read and what we are transmitting now is real or true. Maybe this entire podcast was fake news and deep fake.
Maybe.
Fake
Maybe
voices.
it isn't me who talks. You know, maybe.
Maybe we don't even...
Maybe my roommate is talking in my voice, you know? Like
Who knows? Maybe this entire podcast is just a deep fake voice imitating our voices and we don't even exist. Plot twist. Well, in the future, we should be asking ourselves these questions almost with everything we read and see online. So let's enjoy while we still can.
Yeah.
After this, I'm gonna watch some hamster videos and some cat and dog videos and enjoy the internet for what it is still.
Oh my god. All right.
Well, guys. Barney, it was nice speaking to you again.
Yeah,
and guys, we'll see you again in the next episode on our podcast.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That was good, man. It was a bunch of nonsense as well, but I think it's interesting to listen to.
It was nice.
Right. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, of course, a podcast, so a podcast is just a podcast, but I was thinking like maybe a bit more structure, but then I think if we plan ahead with structure, we're only gonna limit ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we tried to do it and neither of us did it.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck it, man. This worked. This was good.
This is just like it works as a, how to say it, like on spot.
Improvisation.
Yeah.
I think
in a way, because we are getting better on this as well, you know?
Yeah.
Just to improvise, it's getting better.
It's getting better, and I think also, you know, most of our podcasts are very light subjects. You know, what did you do this vacation? What, you know, what are you wearing? What did you eat last night? And shit. You know, and this is quite a heavy topic. And you know, of course, we should watch out not to get too much into politics and, you know, fake news and what's happening in the world. But maybe it could be a conscious decision to, you know, every other podcast get into a little bit of a more serious topic to change things up, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Not too serious, of course.
Something good, then we can sure definitely do that.
Yeah, we'll figure out another topic for next time. Do you need the podcast tonight online?
Yeah, that would be great.
Alright.
But
No problem.
you just have to cut
I'll edit it right now, and you'll have it in 5 minutes.
From the first clip, and that's it, basically.
Yes, no problem. All right.
Also the cover.
Sorry?
Oh, the cover, and the little snippet.
Yeah, of course. No problem. I'll fix that shit. You'll get the WeTransfer link in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll speak to you later, man.
Thank you.
See ya,
All
bro.
right, bye.
Later.
Take care.